Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be speaking about USDCHF. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders to the COT data. So essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which at the moment is testing and rejecting to the upside a quite important historical monthly demand and support area. In fact, from here, all this previous rejection to the upside was created. The market then went and tested here the same zone, broke below it, broke back above, then here with this wick respected it as support and started rejecting it to the upside. So from a monthly standpoint, everything seems quite bullish, with the nearest target area that would be this zone here. So essentially the previous high, which is currently supply and resistance that this market is supposed to be attracted to go and test what kind of liquidity we have in that zone. So there is definitely some more space for some short-term bullish price action to be created. Now, dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Well, from a weekly standpoint, the situation is quite clear as well. We have a market which at the moment is creating higher highs and higher lows. This is let's say textbook uptrend in which the market has been creating higher highs and higher lows every time retesting the previous resistance turn support. In fact, what we can see is that the previous high was here, the higher high was here, and the new higher high was here. At the same time, the low was here, the higher low was here, and now what we could expect is the creation of another higher low and the continuation to the upside. So essentially a clear textbook uptrend with the creation of higher highs and higher lows. And as I said, the market also tested here exactly the previous high, because in an ideal uptrend, what you would like to see is the market create higher highs and higher lows, in which every time it is testing the previous resistance turn support. That is the definition of an ideal uptrend, which is exactly what we're currently seeing here from a weekly perspective. So on this pair, we could expect a correction and then more potential bullish continuation. That is definitely what potentially could happen. Now, let's drop down on the daily time frame and see what we see and see what we have. Now, from a daily perspective, what we can notice is that structure has been created exactly here. In fact, at this level, the market has now created this previous level of rejection in which the market had created this red candle. And now that the market has broken above the zone, this previous resistance is turned support. So at the moment, the market here is testing previous daily resistance turned support. Now, I also spoke about USDCHF quite a few times in the past. I spoke about it when the market was around here. I made a full breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we could expect this rejection to the upside. And then from here, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we could expect first this correction and then the continuation to the upside, which again is exactly what the market did. And by the way, I will link in the description these two previous analyses so you can go and check them out for more free education. Now, if we go and see what we have before we dig deeper here into what we have from a technical perspective, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so the COT data, so essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing, and we check the data precisely for the CHF, the first thing that we have to keep in mind is that if we're checking the data for the CHF, actually we're looking at CHF USD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. So if we're looking at the data for the CHF, we're actually looking at CHF USD. So essentially, we have to simply reverse everything, which means that if we see here that net positions are massively getting decreased, with institutions going from minus 3.9k net positions all the way down to minus 21.9k net positions, means that since institutions are shorting the CHF, they're actually longing USDCHF. So is actually quite obvious. So as net positions are massively getting decreased and as institutions are massively moving to the bullish side for USDCHF, this increases the probabilities that we could see bullish price action. And in fact, so far, we have seen massive bullish price action being created, fueled by all this institutional longing of CHF, longing of USDCHF by shorting the CHF. And in fact, we can notice how from an institutional perspective, shorts have increased from 14k all the way up to 13.2k. So clearly institutions have been massively shorting the CHF, therefore longing USD-CHF, and we can clearly see it here with the numbers. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find on the screen and also linked in description, so you never miss new updates. Now, keeping this in mind that institutions are longing USD-CHF, let's move back to the technical side of the market. Now, as we were saying here on the daily time frame, we have previous daily resistance turn support. And since we have an impulse and correction, if we want to measure this correction after the impulse, we have to take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg. That shows us how we have the 0.618 and 0.786 Fibonacci retracements lining up exactly inside of this area. And this area is also the previous daily resistance turn support. So actually, we have confluence of support inside of this zone because we have both the Fibonacci levels and the horizontal support lining up in the same area of price. And this creates confluence of support. And inside of a confluence of support area, we have increased probabilities of getting more institutional longing, which at that point would further increase the probabilities of a potential push higher away from this area. So what would I expect in a situation like this? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to a bullish market, at that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential push higher, completing this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find linked both in description and on the main page of my YouTube channel. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to the most complete all-inclusive mentorship program that I have created for you. As soon as you open the website, you will see this video breaking down everything included in the mentorship program. And in the program, you have the possibility to gain access to all my courses and also to the software, so the COT data software, which is exactly the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software with Telegram signals integration, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring directly with me, so you will have my personal contact. And if you continue to scroll down on the website, you will see that directly from the website, you will have the possibility to register and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the registration process. So at least I suggest that you go and check it out right now. The link is both in description and in the main page of my YouTube channel, and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, let me know in the comments below any pairs or topics that you would like me to cover in the next videos. And I will see you in my next breakdown.